skipped. Yeah, the PDF file also lists the Anvaya. So you skip the Anvaya and read the Bhaashyam. So we have to find a way to separate the Anvaya from the Bhaashyam. So I normally don't refer to it, but I've been assuming all along that you are separating
Oh, this is okay. The way it is printed, Anvaya is different on this page. Okay, I got it now.
Okay, good. Let's read it again.
Yeah.
Yahatu.
Yahatu.
So you can put the word Bhaashyam there so that you know that Bhaashyam is starting from there. Yahatu.
Yahatu.
Avijnanavan bhavati.
Avignanavan bhavati.
Amanaskaha.
Amanaskaha.
Apragrihita manaskaha.
Apragrihita manaskaha.
Saha tataha eva.
Saha tatava eva.
Ashuchihi sada eva.
Asuchihi tadha eva.
Na saharati.
Na saharati.
Tat purvoktam.
Tat purvoktam.
Aksharam yat param.
Aksharam yat param.
So Gita Press people can put quotation marks around Aksharam yat param. Padam.
Padam.
Apnoti.
Apnoti.
Tena sarathina.
Tena saradhina.
Yeah. So yahatu avijnanavan bhavati. Shankaracharya does not explain anything there. Okay. Because he is assuming that we have studied the fifth mantra, where he has said, if you have to go back to the Bhaashyam of the fifth mantra, and there he said, Yahatu, then Yahatu is Buddhyakyaha, means go back to the Buddhi, and that which is named as Buddhi. And what is that? Sarati. Sarati and Buddhi are analogous in this Upamanam Upameya. And what kind of Sarati? Avijnanavan. And there he has said, Anipunaha aviveki pravruttau cha nivruttau cha. So we discussed this. Preyo marga, Shreyo marga, this person does not know. There is something called Shreyas. There is something called Moksha marga, which is very different from Artha, Dharmartha karma, Kama Purusharthaha. All that he doesn't know. Pravruttau nivruttau cha. So that person is an avijnanavan. Okay. Yahatu avijnanavan bhavati. Then what? Amanaskaha. Apragrihita manaskaha. Literal meaning of amanaskaha is what? Amanaskaha means amanaha. Amanaha means one who does not have a mind. That is the literal meaning. So Shankaracharya is saying, no, you can't say that because there is nobody who does not have a mind. That is not the way to interpret it. And so he's saying, apragrihita manaskaha. Pragrihita means one whose mind is in the person's hands. Pragrahanam, grahanam. One whose mind is not roaming freely. One who has the reins of the horses. The charioteer who has the reins of the horses in the charioteer's hands, right? So that is the meaning. Pragrihita manaskaha means what? That one who has the mind firmly held. Okay, firmly held. Pragrihitaha manaha yasya saha pragrihita manaskaha.
Guruji, here it's apragrahita.
Sorry, pragrihita manaha, apragrihita manaha. So what we said so far is pragrihita manaha. So here it must be amanaskaha, therefore apragrihita manaskaha. Good. So I'm glad you're all watching the good feedback. Okay, so then what? Saha tataha eva ashuchihi sada eva. Ashuchihi also Shankaracharya doesn't explain, and we have to go back to mantra number 5 and connect it with Ayuktena manasa sada, where he has said, so there he is talking about Indriyani, okay, Indriyani Avashyani. So one whose sense organs are not in one's control. That person is referred to here by the word Ashuchi. Okay. Ashuchi, the person itself is called Ashuchi. Ashuchi can mean not refined and dirty. Okay, that kind of meaning is there for Ashuchi. But here Ashuchi refers to a person who has that kind of sense organs that are roaming freely. Okay, that is called Ashuchi. And Sada eva, always like that. So which means the person has no moments of awareness here, self-awareness of what one is pursuing and so forth. Then what? Na saharati tat purvoktam aksharam yat param padam apnoti. So that na can be taken towards apnoti, na apnoti. So look at this. Saha, Shankaracharya is explaining who this Saha is. Who is it Saha? Abhijnanavan is Saha only, correct? But Abhijnanavan is Sarati. Sarati is what is being described. So Abhijnanavan is Sarati. The Buddhi, who is an Abhijnanavan, who is an Aviveki. But the Buddhi, moksha is for whom? Manas Indriyani va, Manasva, Buddhi va. Okay, if you ask, then it is not for either of those things. The Buddhi is not asking for moksha. The person who has the Buddhi is asking for moksha, correct? The person who is using the Buddhi and mind and Indriyani, etc., and this body is asking for moksha. Ratha doesn't need moksha. So horses don't need moksha. The reins don't need moksha. What about Buddhi? Sarati also does not need moksha. The Rathi needs moksha. So Shankaracharya is clarifying Saha is equal to Rathi. Means the owner of the chariot, the one for whom the chariot is meant for. Okay, I hope you're following me here. So is taking us away from the Buddhi and saying that Rathi, technically it's a wrong statement. You can't say the one who is going to school and then that person, that one and that person have to refer to the same person in any language, right? Yaha. The one who, then that person did what? It has to refer to that. Here Shankaracharya is saying that Saha, it does not refer to the Yaha. It refers to the Yaha refers to Avijnanavan Buddhihi. But Saha refers to Rati, which is grammatically incorrect in Sanskrit language. We can't do that. And therefore, he is going Saha Rati. Then he adds Tena Sarathina towards the end of the sentence. Tena Sarathina, correct? So, along that Rati, along with that Sarathi, along with that Avijnanavan Sarathi, like that is adding, which then grammatically becomes correct also. Okay, so that is Bhaashyakara. So Saharati. Okay. Na apnoti does not gain. That is the way to look at it, right? Na apnoti. And kim na apnoti, what is that Rati not gain? Aksharam yat param, padam na apnoti. Okay. That padam is in the moolam, padam na apnoti. And what is this padam? Padam means goal. It's not achieved. What is to be achieved, that person does not achieve. Then what is to be achieved? Aksharam yat param tat purvoktam. What was already told before, as a goal cannot be achieved. And that is what? Aksharam Yat Param, which was mentioned in that mantra number 2. Okay, mantra number 2. In the Moolam itself, it was said, Yaha Setuhu Ijananam Aksharam Brahma Yat Param was mentioned there. We studied that. And in that mantra, if you recall, 2 types of people were mentioned. One is the jnanis who say that by doing the Nachiketa Agni, I will get Antakarana Shuddhi. And then Antakarana Shuddhya, I will be ready for Shravana Manana Nididhyasanam. Then we will accomplish this Aksharam Brahma, Yat Param, which is the greatest. Like that we saw. And then the people who are interested in Punarjanma, better Loka, etc. also, yes, Nachiketa Agni. Without Upasanam, it will take them to better Loka. With Upasanam, it will take them to Brahmaloka, where the Shastram says, then okay, there you can have Zoom classes in Brahmaloka. Okay, like that. So both 2 types of people are said in that. Okay, so there the goal for the Jnana yogis is what? Aksharam Brahma Yat Param, which Shankaracharya is referring to here in this Bhaashyam, Purvoktam, which was already told before as Aksharam Yat Param in mantra number 2. I think your PDF might even say 1.3.2, no? I think it should say that. Okay. That padam means goal. That goal na apnoti, does not gain. Who does not gain? That Rathi does not gain. That Rathi, what kind of Rathi he is? Tena Sarathina. Along with that Sarathi, which is described in this mantra as an Avijnanavan, Amanaskaha, and Ashuchihi. So this mantra really is not talking about Rathi. He is describing a Sarathi, but telling the goal achieved by the Rathi. Rathi means Rataha Asya Asti iti Rathi, one who has the Ratha, one who is the owner of the Ratha, is called so-called owner of this body mind sense complex. Okay, so I hope you're following there. It's some finesse is involved, and Shankaracharya is aware of all the nuances, and so we may miss out these things if we study the mantra, even though the mantra looks simple. Avijnanavan, all these things we've read, all words are all similar to what we've read. Half of it is full repetition anyway. So Shankaracharya is guiding us here. Let's read the next sentence. Na kevalam.
Oh, न केवलं
Kaivalyam.
कैवल्यं
Na apnoti.
न आप्नोति
Samsaram cha.
संसारं च
Janma marana lakshanam.
जन्म मरणलक्षणम्
Adhigachati.
अधिगच्छति.
Yeah. So Shankaracharya is explaining. Samsaram cha adhigachati. If you literally look at it, it means gain samsara. So Shankaracharya is explaining. Well, we have to understand that our goal of this Upanishad is to talk about moksha. Okay. And so, na kevalam kaivalyam na apnoti. Not only that person does not gain kaivalyam. Kaivalyam is a beautiful word that is used in many places in our Vedanta Shastram. There's an Upanishad called Kaivalya Upanishad, etc. And Kaivalyam means what? Kevalasya bhavaha kaivalyam. Sanskrit definition is Kevalasya bhavaha. Sanskrit students may note this is Shanj Pratyaya. Shanj Pratyaya. Kevalaha. Kevala plus Shanj is equal to Kaivalyam. But Kaivalyam is what? The status of Kevalam. Kevalatvam. Kevalatvam, we should not bring this Tamil Kevalam. In Tamil, Kevalam has a very different meaning. Kevalam means they can't even listen to this kind of this, can't see all these things. Very dirty, very just don't talk about it. That's called Kevalam. I don't know how it became Kevalam. Kevalam became like that, I don't know. But here Kevalam means what? Yad asti. Yad Kevalaha asti. That alone which is, that only thing that which is Atma, which is Brahma, and that is called Kevalaha. Only thing. There is that which is, there is no, and that which is Advaitam, right? That is Kevalam. So that is Kevalam, Kevalasya Bhavaha Kevalam. So the first word Kevalam refers to alone, eva. Not only na kevalam kaivalyam na apnoti. Not only. Na kevalam means here not only. Not only does that Rathi not gain kaivalyam. Kaivalyam means moksha, Advaita Siddhi. Further, comma, you can put a comma there. And samsaram cha adhigacchati. And samsaram, Shankaracharya is explaining, Janma Marana Lakshana. Means that person will perpetuate this Janma Marana. That is called samsara. He is explaining to us what that is. Saying that life will not end just by this Manushya Jiva, this particular human life, but it will continue. Janma Marana Lakshana. It is of the nature of Punarapi Jananam, Punarapi Maranam. As Shankaracharya had mentioned in the Bhajagovinda. And again, samsaram, we should not take the Tamil samsaram. Tamil kevalam, you should not take, I said. Now, samsaram in Tamil also means something. It means wife, patni. Sometimes they use the word samsaram for patni, referring to the wife. So they will introduce. So Swamiji has come. And then, the male of the family is introducing his wife, to the Swamiji. So what will he say? What word will he use? We have very sophisticated words in very different contexts, right? So you have to say something. My wife, I won't say my wife, I'm not. So some proper word. Dharma Patni word can be used. Dharma Patni is a good word. They say samsaram. In Tamil Nadu, they will say samsaram. You're not a samsaram, they will say. No, samsaram means my wife. That is the meaning. And but Swamiji reminds us, no, that is not the meaning of this samsaram. Janma Marana Lakshanam Adhigacchati. So this mantra is therefore short. Shankaracharya doesn't explain much. He is saying that avijnanavan, that person who has a buddhi which is an avivekavan purushaha, and that person aviveka, who is an aviveki, ashami and adami, that person gains samsara, meaning that person does not gain moksha ityartaha in this life. Okay, let's do the Anvaya of this mantra. Yaha okay, we can leave it. Yaha tu avijnanavan bhavati, or rather yaha tu avijnanavan amanaskaha sadashuchihi bhavati. Saha Rathi. Rathi has to be put in brackets. Saha Rathi. Tena Sarathina Tena Sarathina also in brackets. Saharati Tena Sarathina or Tena Sarathina Saharati, whichever works well for you. Tena Sarathina Saharati. Tat Padam.
Ji, tat what? I didn't get the word.
Tat
Tat.
Padam.
Okay.
Padam is in the Moolam. Tat Padam. And Padam, Shankaracharya doesn't explain. He only said Tat Purvoktam Aksharam Yat Param. Our Amaradasa, Maniprabha says Akshara Brahma Swarupa Sthanam within brackets. Akshara Brahma Swarupa Sthanam. Tat Padam Akshara Brahma Swarupa Sthanam Na Apnoti. Correct? Na Apnoti. Full stop. Saha supplied. Saha Samsaram Adhigachati Cha. Saha Samsaram Adhigachati Cha. So if you put too many words in the mantra also, it will become like Bhaashyam. Bhaashyam, you have to sprinkle a few words from the Bhaashyam and put it here. Otherwise, there will be no difference between the Anvaya and the Bhaashyam also. Okay. Everybody okay with that, Anvaya?
Can you please repeat it, please?
Yeah, I'll repeat that. Yaha tu avijnanavan amanaskaha sada shuchihi bhavati, comma, Tena Sarathina Saharathi or Saharathi Tena Sarathina Tat Padam Akshara Brahma Swarupa Sthanam Na Apnoti, full stop, Saha supplied, Samsaram Adhigachati Cha.
So, Guruji, in short, this is about Jivatma not getting moksha.
Correct. Correct.
Okay.
That's it.
So,
The Jivatma who does not have the required qualifications.
yes.
Suppose somebody asks which Jivatma, then that Jivatma which does not have Viveka, Shama and Dhamma is not going to get moksha.
So Guruji, the thing is, Jivatma being confined to this human form is limiting the Atma. It's a contradiction, no? In a lot of ways.
So let's talk about it in the satsang, okay?
Okay.
So that we don't lose the train of thought.
Yeah.
Okay? Feel free, remember to ask me that question. Okay. Okay. Let's there is no Sambandha Bhashyam for the next mantra. So let's chant the next mantra. Yaha tu
Yaha tu
Vijnanavan bhavati
Vijnanavan bhavati
Samanaskas sada shuchihi
Samanasta sada shuchihi
Satu tatpadamapnoti
Sadu tatpadamapnoti
Yasmad bhuyo na jayate
Yasmad bhuyo na jayate
Yastu Vijnanavan bhavati
Yastu vijnanavan bhavati
Samanaskas sada shuchihi
Samanasta sada shuchihi
Satu tatpadamapnoti
Sadu tatpadamapnoti
Yasmad bhuyo na jayate.
Yasmad bhuyo na jayate.
Yeah. So the purpose, we have to connect with Rathakalpana. The Rathakalpana was given as an analogy to visualize that human being, okay, and then split off the body, split off the mind from the body, split off the sense organs from the body, split off the buddhi from the body, so that now we are able to, that's a nice panchakosha, it's like a panchakosha viveka, okay, means annamaya kosha is the body, manomaya kosha, pranamaya kosha is the sense organs, manomaya, okay, vijnanamaya, all that was described. And it's meant to give us the viveka, and then the technique called Anvaya Vyatireka is being used. Okay. What is Anvaya Vyatireka? We said this last time. If A is there, B will be there. If A is not there, what will happen? B also will not be there. That is the basic idea. So when clay is there, pot can be made from clay pot. If clay is not there, then clay pot cannot be made. It will not happen. If fire is there, the food can be cooked. If fire is not there, the food cannot be cooked. So A is there, B will be there, is called Anvaya. If A is not there, you can't find B, is Vyatireka. That is the argument that is being used here. And so, Mritbhave Ghatabhavaha. If clay is there, pot will be there. Mrid Abhave Ghatabhavaha. If clay is absent, pot also will be absent. Okay, that's the logic, right? Mridbhave Ghatabhavaha. Mrid Abhave Ghata Abhavaha in Sanskrit. So same thing here. Here we have to look at what? Adhikaritva bhave kasya bhavaha? Jnana yoga vijaya bhavaha. Jnana yoga vijaya means if I have adhikaritvam, I can pursue this knowledge and that knowledge can get fruition. Jnana yoga vijaya bhavaha. So what? Adhikaritva bhave jnana yoga vijaya bhavaha. Adhikaritva abhave, in the absence of adhikaritvam, jnana yoga vijaya abhavaha. If A, then B. If not A, then B will not be there. Just, and in this case, we will call that mrit as cause of the pot. Because without mrit, without clay, pot will not exist. Mrit is called karanam. Okay, upadana karanam, that is fine. And likewise here also, we have to say adhikaritvam is the karanam, cause, general cause of this pursuit of moksha or of moksha itself. Okay, because after this guru and all is required. And so just by saying I have adhikaritvam doesn't mean I will get moksha, really speaking, because there are some steps involved. Okay, but adhikaritvam is definitely a requirement. So that is what is, that technique is being used here. And in Viveka Chudamani, shloka number 18, if you want to make a note. So there he says, sadhanani yatra chatvari. Okay, just listen to it first. Sadhanani yatra chatvari kathitani manishibhihi yeshu satsu eva sannishtha yad abhave na siddhyati. He's using that bhava here, language is here. So let's look at that. Sadhanani yatra chatvari. Yatra, where this chatvari sadhanani santi. Sadhanani yatra chatvari. Means what? Sadhana chatushtaya sampattihi yatra bhavati. Correct? That viveka, vairagya, shamadamadi, shatka sampatti, and mumukshutva. These four are the sadhana chatushtaya sampatti. So he's saying sadhanani yatra chatvari kathitani manishibihi. It is told by wise people. What is told by wise people? Where these four qualifications are there, then what? Yeshu satsu eva sannishtha. Yeshu satsu, Sati Saptami, where these belong, these four qualities exist. Yeshu satsu eva sannishtha. Sannishtha means sattvanishta. Means the truth will reside. Moksha will appear. Moksha is truth. And so sannishtha, yeshu satsu eva sannishtha, kama, that is anvaya, right? When these adhikaritvam is there, these four qualities are there, then sannishtha will be there, moksha will be there. Then what? Yad abhave na siddhyati. Yad abhave na siddhyati. Yad abhave means what? This chatvari sadhana abhave, where these four qualities are not there, then what? Na siddhyati. What na siddhyati? Sannishtha na siddhyati. Mokshaha na siddhyati. Moksha is not possible. So anvaya vyatireka. If A, B, if not A, not B. Simple logic. We use it all the time, but we don't talk in this language. This kind of language we don't talk. Okay, it seems very obvious. Yeah, sometimes we have to state the obvious. Because what is Vedanta? What is Vedanta? Vedanta does not produce anything. Suppose somebody asks you, what does your study produce? You must be ready to answer that question. You're studying, day and night you're studying, you're doing Sanskrit, Anvaya and all you're doing, and so much going on. What does it produce? Mokshartham Shravanam Mananam Nididhyasanam. Correct. Mokshartham eva. But moksha is what? Nasti akritaha kritena. Mundaka is going to say that. The student is going to say that. Our teacher might say that. Moksha cannot be produced. Correct? What is produced can only be karma phalam. Karma produce karma phalam. Is moksha karma phalam or not? If somebody says, what should you say? Moksha is not karma phalam, because karma is limited. If moksha were karma phalam, moksha also will be limited. Means limit for 5 minutes I got moksha, I can say that. One whole day I got moksha, that also I can say that. And we can say that. Suppose you don't want somebody to be near you, then you can tell that person, for whole day he was not there and I got moksha for a whole day. Like that we can say. That is called karma phala moksha, relative moksha. And apekshika moksha. That's why going to heaven, what do we call it as? Apekshika moksha. We don't say heaven doesn't exist. Heaven, let it exist. Many heavens also let it exist. We have no problem. But it's apekshika moksha. So, apekshika means relative moksha. Okay, that's the idea here. So, let me repeat that shloka in case some of you were writing it. Sadhanani anyatra chatvari kathitani manishibhi yeshu satsu eva sannishtha yad
Just slowly.
abhave.
Slowly,
Okay.
please.
Sadhanani yatra chatvari.
Given in the WhatsApp.
Mamuji has already given.
Kathitani manishibhi. Yeah, you've given in WhatsApp, but if somebody is watching this video later, I can't say check your WhatsApp,
So here also you have to given. Chat also.
Okay. Yeshu satsu eva sannishtha. Yeshu satsu eva. The satsu eva sandhi is there. Satsu eva. That's how you will see. Yeshu satsu eva sannishtha. Yad abhave na siddhyati. yadabhave na siddhyati. Okay.
Thank you.
So we chanted this mantra, yastu yahatu vijnanavan bhavati samanaskaha sada shutihi sahatu tatpadam apnoti yasmad bhuyo na jayate. So all these mantras look similar, Vijnanavan, 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 Vijnanavan. It keeps on going like this. Afterwards, what are you talking about? Why is he repeating the same again and again? Well, as I said, number 5 describes the Avijnanavan, means Aviveki, Ashami, Adami. And that person's behavior is like the behavior of the wild horses. And then Vijnanavan was described in 6, not wild horses, but what did we say? Well-trained horses. Okay. And then what about 7? We just completed 7. And then back to Avijnanavan. And that Avijnanavan is not going to get moksha. Then now what about Vijnanavan is left out. So that Vijnanavan is coming. So I'm repeating it so we keep that understanding in mind. Okay. So yaha tu Vijnanavan. On the other hand, tu, okay, that Vijnanavan who is a Viveki, who is a Shami, Samanaskaha means Shamavan, and then who is a Damavan, Sada Shutihi. What happens to that person? That person is Satu Tat Padam Apnoti. That Padam which is a goal which was described in mantra number 2 as Aksharam Padam, right? Paramam. That Padam Apnoti gains. That person gains, that Vijnanavan, Samanaskaha and Damavan gains that Padam. Then what? Yasmat Bhuyaha na jayate. So, from where, after reaching moksha, what happens? How long will I get moksha? Will I have moksha? This how long is a deeply entrenched idea because we know, because everything we know is anityam. Something begins and then it ends. You clean the house and then again tomorrow morning you have to clean the house. Day after tomorrow morning, what do? Clean the house again. Then the day after tomorrow, what should you do? Then also you should clean the house. So this goes on and on and on. So everything that all our activities are all like that. You keep doing. You take your vehicle for service, and then the vehicle runs very nicely. And then after some time, it starts giving sounds, noises, and all. Somebody asks you, when did you service it last? Oh, it has been 6 months, 9 months also. No, that's not a good idea to leave it like that. And generally in America, they say 3 months. But again, it depends on the distance you're driving. But the time has to come. Suddenly, you have to do this. And then so many other demands are there. And then you have to do this. You have to find a way to schedule that activity. So everything has to be done again and again and again. That's how it is. But here, yasmat bhuyo na jayate, important. That moksha, gaining that moksha, there is no question of returning. There's no question of saying I had moksha for some time, now I don't have moksha, I need to work on moksha. You can't say that because moksha is not karma phalam. If moksha is not karma phalam, then what is moksha? It is not sadhya vastu. Sadhya vastu means what? That which I can gain doing some sadhanam. Sadhanam will get sadhyam. That which is accomplishable is sadhyam. But what is moksha then? Moksha is siddha vastu. Siddha vastu. It is already there. Moksha is there because Atma is there, Brahma is there. What separates me from that moksha? What separates me from moksha is ajnanam. Ajnanam therefore only jnanam removes ajnanam. But Atma will remain. It doesn't remove Atma or anything like that. It can't remove. Therefore, moksha being siddha vastu, Shastram can very strongly say, yasmad bhuyo na jayate. I always was in that state. I am in that state. I will be in that state. I don't want to use the word state because state is temporary. But I was Atma, I am Atma, I will be Atma. Previously, I didn't know what Atma is. Now I know what Atma is. And that knowledge cannot go at all. That is what he's saying here. Therefore, tasmad bhuyo na jayate. Okay, let's read the Bhaashyam. Yaha tu
Yaha tu
dvitiyaha
dvitiyaha
vijnanavan
vijnanavan
vijnanavat sarathi upetaha
vijnanavat sarathi upetaha
rathi
rathi
vidwan ityetat
vidwan ityetat
yuktamanaha
yuktamanaha
samanaskaha
samanaskaha
saha
saha
tataha eva
tataha eva
sada shuchihi
sada shuchihi
sahatu
sahatu
tat padamapnoti
tat padam apnoti
yasmat yasmat
yasmade
aptat padat
aptad padat
aptat padat
aptad padat
aprachyutah
aprachyudah
san
san
bhuyah punah
bhuyah punah
na jayate samsare.
na jayate samsare.
So tu means on the other hand. On the other hand means what? In comparison to the Vijnanavan that was described in the previous shloka. Okay. Yaha. So it's called, in Sanskrit we use a word common. Vailakshanya Jyotanartham tu. Like that we say. Jyotanartham. In order to highlight Jyotanartham, Vailakshanyam. Vailakshanya Jyotanartham. Means Vailakshanya means what? The contrariness, the difference from. In order to highlight the difference from what was already said before, the letter tu is used, the word tu is used. Anyway, tu means what? On the other hand, yaha, Shankaracharya says, dvitiyaha, the other person. Dviya means literal meaning is second. Second means what? Because first and second were already described before in mantras 5 and 6. So mantra 5 talks about the first person who is an avijnanavan, correct? And mantra 6 talks about that second person who is a vijnanavan, right? So Shankaracharya is referring to that dvitiyaha purushaha. And who is that? Vijnanavan. And Shankaracharya is telling Vijnanavat Sarathi Upetaha Rathi. Okay. Okay. So Shankaracharya is saying, because moksha is not for the buddhi, moksha is the person who has the buddhi. He is reminding us, just like last time he said Rathi and then Tena Sarathina, like that he said in the last mantra. Here he's saying it slightly differently. He's saying Yaha Rathi, that Yaha must be Rathi. Here Yaha is Rathi. And who is that Rathi? Rathi means the owner of the chariot, the one who to whom the chariot belongs. That Rathi is Vijnanavat Sarathi Upetaha. Upetaha means possessing the chariot, the owner of the chariot, who possesses what? Vijnanavat Saratihi, who possesses a charioteer He possesses a chariot first. Okay, chariot owner first has a chariot, possesses a chariot, and also possesses one more thing. What is it? Vijnanavat Saratihi is also needed. The charioteer must not be any kind of charioteer, must be Vijnanavat, means possessing Vijnanam, means possessing Viveka. Viveki, Shankaracharya had said in a couple of mantras before, Nipunaha, etc. So what is the final meaning of this? Yaha means Rathi, the owner of the chariot, who has a charioteer who has Viveka. Okay, a Viveka possessing charioteer possessing chariot owner. If that is not confusing enough, right? A Viveka, no, how should I say? A, yeah, a Viveka possessing charioteer possessing chariot owner. That is the meaning of this. Vijnanavan Sarathi Upetaha Rathi. Okay. Finally, what is the meaning of that? That person is that Rathi is a Vidwan. Vidwan. It's a strong word. Vidwan literally means wise person and jnani. Okay. And so we can add a Viveki. Viveki, one who has Adhikaritvam is a Viveki, not a jnani, correct? Adhikaritva Purushaha is a Viveki. He is ready for gaining knowledge. But here Shankaracharya said Vidwan. So, okay, so then that Viveki who was done Shravana Manana Nidhyasanam becomes a Vidwan. That is one way to take it. Or we can take it as Viveki also. And then what else? Yukta Manaha, Samanaskaha. Samanaskaha, we saw it last time. So one who has the mind in one's control and therefore also called as Yukta Manaha. Ekavachanam, right? Manas Sakaranta Pullingam. Therefore, Shankaracharya is saying Yukta Manaha. Manas is Sakaranta Napumsakalingam. Therefore, Ekavachanam Prathama Vibhakti will be Manaha. Manaha, Manasi, Manamsi. But here, Manas Sakaranta Pullingam, because it is Yukta Manas, referring to a person, not to the mind. A person who has that kind of mind is called a Yukta Manas. And therefore, in Sanskrit, it becomes Yukta Manaha, like Sakaranta Pullingam Nachiketas. Ekavachanam will be Nachiketaha. So that Samanaskaha, who has the mind which is disciplined, mastered, then what? Saha Tataha Eva Sada Shuchihi. So there is an interesting connection between Shama and Dama. We talk about it all the time. We take it for granted. Dama is what? Indriya Nigraha. Means one who has mastery over sense organs. Okay. But you can't have mastery over sense organs without the mind behind the sense organs. Right? But the mind control is called Shama, and mind mastery, not control. Mind mastery is called Shama. Shama is there, Dama is there. The reason for that is straightforward. It is, what is that? Initially, we are not aware of what to eat, what not to eat, what to do, what not to do. Not there, especially when it respect to food. These days, foods are so many, very attractive. And really speaking, we have no idea. We went to Bangalore, and then generally, Swapna ji, Rukmini ji, and all of us, we went. And generally, I buy this kakra when I travel because I don't eat outside that much. And so, something to eat, kakra is like a roti, and so some wheat. At this time, right, apparently, if you look at the ingredients, it had some palmolin oil, it had a lot of salt, things like that. Because I did not buy the right brand. So you look at the ingredients. If the right ingredients are not there, the list is very big. Generally, when you find ingredients and the list is big, it means you should try to find an alternative. That is the meaning of that. So these days, whatever you buy, processed means you have to be careful. People complain so much about breathing problem and allergy and this and that. So I think we are just ingesting a lot of lot of chemicals which our forefathers did not ingest. Okay, that's the thing we learned from all that. And so so this Dhamma is there. Dhamma means what? I don't know really what is what. I don't know really, but my parents tell me not to eat this. My parents tell me don't do this. So I will just use that advice and then don't do it. That is called Dhamma, correct? Because knowledge is not there. To say why you won't take this. If somebody asks, I don't know, I just won't take it because my parents said don't touch that. Okay, it's called Dhamma. Just Dhamma means just saying no, I won't do it. Shama, the Dhamma has to get converted to Shama. Otherwise, what will happen? Repression, suppression, and all will happen. Dhamma can be exercised, but not for too long. Everybody will start saying, come on, take it, take it. And then you also desire, everybody is taking, and why am I not taking it? Then that I have not eaten it, I have not eaten it, I have not. That will happen. If only Dhamma is there, that will end up happening. So Dhamma should be used to protect ourselves. Dhamma is available to protect ourselves. Then it should be converted to Shama. And I must know why consuming so much sugar is not a healthy thing. Like that, I must know to myself. That is called Shama. Then Shama takes over. Then there is it is not a forced discipline. Enforced, discipline can be enforced, right? Our discipline can be natural to us. So initially it is enforced by myself, I'm enforcing it. Later on, nobody needs to enforce anything. Okay, that is a Shama Dhamma difference. So that is why here Shankaracharya says, Tataha eva sada shuchi. I said all this just to explain that word Tataha eva. Tataha means being a Samanaskaha Shami, that person becomes a Dhammi, he says. Okay, he's saying that. But really speaking, Dhamma is the starting point, then Shama, and if Shama is not there, then Dhamma also will go away. Dhamma will go away. Okay, so Shama and Dhamma, Tataha eva sada shuchihi, means consequently one is a Dhammavan also. Okay, one is able to have sense organs in one's mastery. Then what? Sahatu tat padam apnoti. Again, that same padam, which will be further explained in the next mantra. We are simply talking about the goal, and yat aksharam param was said earlier in the second mantra, but further explanation will be given in the next mantra also, number 9. So tat padam apnoti, gains that particular goal. Okay, what kind of goal is that? Yasmat bhuyaha na jayate. Yasmat, from which? From Yasmat padat. What is Shankaracharya saying? Yasmat aptat padat. These are all very beautiful words in Advaita Vedanta. Yasmat aptat padat. Going back to what we just discussed, anything that you achieve will be lost. Because achievement is karma phalam. Any karma phalam, phalgudaya liyate iti phalam. The word phalam itself means that. And therefore, anything that you gain will be lost. So why not? Moksha also is gained, moksha also will be lost. He says, no, yasmat aptat padat. The already achieved vastu. Vastu cannot be created by anybody. Vastu means Atma, Brahma, is always there. So that's why it's called aptat padat. That which is already accomplished. Even before I started studying Shastram, it is accomplished. The only problem is Ajnanam is there. So Ajnanam is a very big thing in Advaita Vedanta. In other darshanas, Ajnanam is there a little bit. And Ajnana Nivritti is not equal to Moksha. For them, Apyam is there. Apyam, A to B. Somewhere I have to go. That kind of description is given for Moksha. So here, Yasmat, Aptat Padat Aprachyutaha. Achyutaha. We all know the word Achyutaha, right? Senayor Rubhayor Madhye Ratham Sthapayame Achyuta. Achyuta. Common name in our culture. So Achyuta. So Achyutan and all, we have words in southern India. So Achyudatu, in the sense of declining, changing, falling. Chu. Achyutaha, that which doesn't fall, that which doesn't decline, that which does not change. Beautiful name, Achyutaha, right? And here, Aprachyutaha. So, same thing like Achyutaha, Aprachyutaha, same meaning. So, that which cannot have even a slightest diminishment, not possible. Why? Because that is Purnam. Everything that is here is Brahma, which is Atma. There's no chance that Atma is going to change. Because Atma is that which sustains all changes. Only the unchanging, changeless can sustain change. Okay. Therefore, he's saying here, Yasmat aptat pradat padat aprachyutaha. Sun, being so, being that goal from which there is no fall at all. Bhuyaha punaha na jayate samsare. Punaha jayate. Jayate means literal meaning of jayate is born, right? Na jayate mriyate va vipaschit in Kathopanishad. Okay, so therefore Shankara is adding that word samsare na jayate. Like that he's saying. That jivaha will not be born again. Samsare, whatever birth it is, it's called samsara. So therefore, Asmin iha samsare punaha na jayate. Again, that person will not be born. That is what this mantra is saying. So it's an interesting way in which the Upanishad is unfolding the Vastu for us. Okay. So the essence of this mantra is what? The Vijnanavan Purushaha, the person who has these qualifications, which is the Viveka, Shama, and Dhamma, will gain that goal from which he or she will not return. Okay, that is the meaning of this, which is moksha. Okay, let's do the Anvaya. Yaha tu Vijnanavan Rathi, Rathi in brackets. Yaha tu Vijnanavan Rathi. Samanaskaha Sada Shuchihi. Yaha tu Vijnanavan Rathi. Samanaskaha Sada Shuchihi. Cha supplied. Bhavati. Okay. Saha Rathi supplied. Saha Rathi tu Tat Padam Apnoti. Tat Padam Apnoti, comma, Yasmat Bhuyaha. Yasmat Bhuyaha. Samsare na jayate. Samsare supplied. Yasmat Bhuyaha. Samsare na jayate. Okay, let me read that again. Yaha tu Vijnanavan Rathi Samanaskaha Sada Shuchihi cha Bhavati, comma, Saha Rathi tu Tat Padam Apnoti, semicolon, Yasmat Bhuyaha Samsare na Jayate. We'll continue in the next class. Om Purnamadah Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnamevavashishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Harihi Om. Shri Gurubhyo Namaha. Harihi Om.